Hello ladies and welcome back to another episode of Honestly Same. We are right in the middle of December. It is wedding season in India. I mean, it's a season that we women love. We love to get dressed, we love to do our makeup, we love to do our hair, prance about in all this gorgeous Indian wear with all that beautiful jewelry. But it's also pressure season. Because the moment you enter a wedding, you will have at least 4 or 5 uncle aunties who will look you up top to down, try to understand if you're married, if you're not married. If you're not married, are you really dating anyone? If you're not dating anyone, then why? What's the problem? Oh, you're on the lookout for a boy. Well, then they can definitely help you. But do you really need that help? So, in such situations, I've seen Hollywood movies where magically the girl will find this amazing looking guy in her office and kind of bribe him to become her fake boyfriend for that wedding weekend. And then lo behold, they actually fall in love and then it's happily ever after. I mean, while this looks great on screen, it does not really translate to Indian reality. I mean, imagine taking a boyfriend that no one has ever met in your family directly to a wedding. My God, तुमको ही मंडप में बिठा के वो लोग शादी करवा देंगे. So yes, while wedding season, no matter how much fun, can become pressure season for women. On a slightly more serious note, the data as far as marriage is concerned is definitely better. So as per the 2022 NFHS and SRS data, the average mean age for women getting married in India is now 22.9 years. Now I know data don't necessarily reflect reality, but hey, let's take a win where we see one. And if we consider Gen Z and millennial women who are not married and we put them in an urban setting, I do see a change, and I'm sure you do too, in the way marriage is perceived by us women. I spoke to so many women in the age group of 21 to 40 and I tried to understand from them what their definition of marriage was. What is it that they were looking for in marriage and what is it that they wanted out of it? And what I heard was so refreshing and so great and so full of hope. And while earlier, marriage was considered as a rite of passage for women, I'm happy that now that is changing. A lot of the women that I interacted with were very candid about the fact that they prioritize mental health and marriage readiness before they even think about getting married. I mean, if you remember seeing this episode of Too Much where Ananya Pandey very candidly and very honestly says that Gen Z is the first generation that is prioritizing and understanding mental health. And I 100% agree with her, and I feel that we millennials are also learning that from this younger generation to prioritize our mental health, to give space and time to understand if you're actually ready to do something, especially something as big as marriage, and only then taking the step for it. Over the years, I think maybe because we've been pressurized so much, women are finally breaking free. A lot of the women I spoke to, and this is something I also personally resonate with, they were like that we're just able to tune out that pressure. It no longer gets to us. We hear the questions and we kind of just ignore it, because what really matters is our immediate family. And immediate family, mom, dad, siblings are now increasingly becoming more liberal and more accepting no matter what choices individuals are making. Take for example the movie Rocky and Rani. I mean, the entire movie is about these two individuals who want to choose and decide if they want to get married to one another, and the only people in the mix is the immediate family. Nobody else matters, and that genuinely reflects what is happening in society right now. Women refuse to take any sort of pressure from anybody when it comes to marriage. India's Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign was really famous, and if you were young when this came out, I'm sure you will have some memory of hearing it or reading it. And I feel that Padhao has now translated to ambition and awareness. So many of the younger women and even the older ones are so ambitious about their career, and they're so clear about what it is that they want to achieve, and they are ready to pursue it no matter what. There are women who are choosing to travel and to stay away from family to pursue career growth, and they are not at all ashamed about it. They don't even feel like it's a compromise. And this sort of awareness in ambitions is what is really fueling the thought of making marriage a choice rather than a rite of passage. Okay, now this is where I am 100% with my girls. We have finally learned to call bullshit out. I was seeing this video on my reel the other day, and I was like, ये क्या है और ये क्यों है, और अगर ये कैंडिडेट्स ऐसे हैं then good that women are choosing not to get married, because what is this? I mean, the redundant patriarchal ideas, the redundant norms of marriage, the redundant norms of gender roles, I mean, these just don't work anymore, and women are more than happy to call this kind of bullshit out and not fall for this trap. Compatibility was always in the mix, and now it's kind of been taken a notch up. I think women really want to take their time to get to know the person that they will eventually marry, get to know what are the kind of hobbies they have, what are the things that they can do together, not do together, whether that person will help them and they can help the other person evolve as an individual, and kind of finding this compatibility matrix that will work for both of them. Of course, to do something like this takes time, space, energy, and women actually are demanding that from their side. All in all, I feel that marriage is increasingly becoming a choice and not a necessity. Women are extremely confident in the choices that they want to make when it comes to marriage. They are more than happy to walk away if something is not working for them. And this change makes me really hopeful, especially for my daughters, because marriage now is finally not going to be considered a rite of passage, but more like a choice and a decision between equals. Hi ladies, welcome to Honestly Same. This is a community for women to share their stories and to basically find a space where there's maximum relatability and zero judgment. Click on the bell icon and subscribe to our channel now.